Yo, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303. Today we got the performance review on the Air Jordan 31. So with that being said, let's go ahead, get right into it. So the traction on these guys features a double layered herringbone. However, it's not double layered in the way that it would most benefit the actual traction pattern. Instead, it's double layered to where it's more like cross-hatched. So it's not as aggressive as it could have been. Now, while these guys do not perform anywhere near as terribly as the Air Jordan 31's traction, they are still super inconsistent. The cleaner the floor, the better, which is obvious. However, I had totally different experiences, some good, some bad, whether there was dust or not. So I'm assuming that it's not dust that's heavily affecting the traction pattern, but it actually might be a mixture between the rubber compound and the actual floor's surface. So the surface finish that they use, the lacquer or whatever, sometimes it grips, rubber better and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm thinking that's what the issue has been with these guys, because I've had these things work exceptionally well on dusty courts and then not so great on clean courts and vice versa. And honestly, it's kind of weird because that's not what you expect, especially when the court is clean. You expect traction to be great, but I don't know what's going on, but that's all I can say about it, is that it's just a little bit inconsistent. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's not bad. It's just not great, but it definitely could have been better. Funny enough though, when I was outside, they gripped rather well, so go figure. So as far as cushion is concerned, we have full length zoom. You can actually see it right here. It is also of the unlocked variety, and unlocked means that it's not, surrounded completely by foam, even though it is surrounded. It's got some space in between the unit and foam. That way when you step on it, it compresses and really kind of like disperses energy and then comes back into shape. That's the whole concept behind unlock zoom. You're allowing it to really like compress and then deflect the energy, which is why some shoes like the Soldier 10, you can't feel the cushion at all, whereas these guys, you definitely can. Now, as far as how it feels awesome. I'm not gonna lie, this stuff is great. Full length zoom is one of my favorite things, and having it unlock like this is even better. Not KD9 better, but still great nonetheless. The only thing that I did not like about the cushion is that because it protrudes out just a little bit, it kind of makes you feel like you're wobbling a little bit, and that runs through the entire length of the shoe. And you don't want to feel like you're wobbling when you're playing basketball, especially with your sneaker. That ruins the stability of the sneaker, and it also throws off your own sense of balance. So what the cushion actually provides is great impact protection, responsiveness, and court feel, but you're sacrificing stability for that because it's unlocked. Do you get used to that wobbling effect? Yeah, you do. But again, I don't want to have to do that. There's plenty of other shoes on the market right now that feature full length cushion, some of the best cushion around, and it's got a nice flat stable base, the KD9 being one of them, any of Adidas's current models. So for that, it is a little bit of a mark, but if you do try these out and you like full length cushion, this is going to be a shoe that you're going to want to at least try on, because this is definitely comfortable. Now the materials, this is a true successor to the Air Jordan 29. The Air Jordan 30, I've said this before, but that stuff just didn't feel like performance woven. It felt really thin, it felt really cheap, almost paper towel like or toilet paper like. But this guy right here, this is true performance woven, and this is awesome. This stuff is super comfortable, requires no break-in time whatsoever. I absolutely love it. If you enjoyed the materials on the 29, then you're going to enjoy these even more. And I say that because the material transitions from a softer woven into the synthetic leather in the rear, offering you a little bit more support in the back, but keeping everything really nice and free up front, and it's amazing. I haven't run into any durability issues just yet, but this material being soft is definitely going to be weaker than something like this, the synthetic on the rear. So just something to keep in mind. Woven, synthetics, mesh, things like that, they're always going to be less durable than other materials like fuse or synthetics. But like I always say, you're sacrificing that because you're getting something that's just a lot more comfortable. These guys fit true to size lengthwise. However, they are a little bit wide in the toe. When the 31 was unveiled, they were actually promoted as kind of like a reboot or a new version of the Air Jordan 1, which is why they have this little swoosh right there, and then they got the Wings logo on the back. However, the actual performance features on this shoe and the design of the shoe in general has absolutely nothing to do with the Air Jordan 1. Instead, they actually have much more to do with the Air Jordan 18. The Air Jordan 18 shared the same exact cushion setup with full length zoom, although the 18 had double stack right in the heel. Those were super comfortable, and they also featured this really wide platform right here and the squared off toe. So if you've worn the Air Jordan 18, you already know that that toe box was a little bit roomy widthwise, and that's exactly what these guys feel like right here. This is kind of like an updated Air Jordan 18 instead of an updated Air Jordan 1. Funny enough, somebody actually told me on Instagram, I always like post, you know, a little updates, performance updates or whatever on Instagram as I'm done playing in them. And a friend of mine named Brett, he's a designer, he actually commented being like, actually the designer of the shoe is the same designer of the Air Jordan 18. And I was like, yo, that's crazy, because I didn't even know that. And I immediately, as soon as I was done playing in these, being like, yo, these are just like the Air Jordan 18, but with more modern materials. So very little to do with the Air Jordan 1, much closer to the Air Jordan 18. If anything, you can consider this a retro of the 18 with new tech. Kind of weird. Now, as far as lockdown, because of the wider base, I was constantly readjusting the laces right here just to get that right fit. Once you get the right fit, they're going to fit well, but until that happens, you're going to notice some sloppiness right up front. And then the rear section of the shoe is fantastic. Not only are you locked in completely to the back area, but it is super comfortable as well. I absolutely love the inner booty, and I love all of those anatomically correct pillows. Now, their support features are pretty standard. While you can't see it, there is a flight speed plate inside the shoe. That's for torsional support and rigidity. It also helps stabilize sort of the unlock zoom. It's supposed to anyways. Like I said, the stability of the shoe is really its main hindrance, and it also hinders the support a little bit. And you have this really wide base and outrigger, but it is again hindered by the unlocked unstableness of the Zoom Air. And then the overall fit a little bit sloppy because of that forefoot being a little bit wide. So the support is okay. It's not anything crazy. It'll get the job done for sure, but it doesn't excel in any one category. Therefore, it suffers in the support section because of it. So overall, the Air Jordan 31, it's a good start. It's definitely better than the Air Jordan 30, that's for damn sure. Traction was inconsistent, cushion was good but unstable. Materials, definitely the highlight of the shoe, love those. The fit can be sloppy, but it's going to cater towards wide footers. And then the support suffers a little bit because not every section kind of like flows together with each other the way that it should. But if you've played in the Air Jordan 31, make sure to let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Hopefully this helped you out a little bit. If you need any more information, all you gotta do is go to weartesters.com. Weight, price, scorecards, all that kind of stuff, all gonna be listed over there. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time guys, have a good one. Problem, while dust will get in there and you will have to wipe periodically, the grip on these things are insane. And on top of that, you can see that it's just multi-directional. This goes everywhere. But overall, the traction here was fantastic. As far as cushion, we've got full length boost, and as you know, boost is life. What we have is a TPU wrap on the entire lateral end. Meanwhile, the medial side is completely exposed. Don't worry, is that there are some like weird glue like stains. It's not glue marks per se, but they're like glue dots. And you're probably not gonna be able to see it, but like back here, there's just a bunch of little dots of glue or something, and I can't get them off. So, I mean, it's like that on both pairs. And in this particular pair, the tooling, the outsole right here is like crooked. So if you force the shoe down flat,